Hello there, welcome back to the channel. As always, thank you very much for clicking play. Welcome back to Argentina, and today it is the second leg of our second round game in the Copa Libertadores against Liga de Quito. Of course, we saw on Monday that we are a goal up. The great news is that all my players seem to have got over whatever malaise it was. We did have a comment suggesting it might have been because we were at high altitude in Ecuador. Not sure if that was the case or not. It was very bizarre, the condition of the players. That has all evened itself out now. So we've got a few transfers to catch up on, and we've played 3 matches in the league, and we have obviously an update now on the structure of the Superliga. So let us get to the transfers first. Juan Seijas hasn't really played for us for over a year. We're trying to get rid of him. It looks like he might be going out on loan. I'm trying to get rid of him permanently, but it's just not happening. Players coming in then. Right, so you can see immediately there that we've got Facundo Calidio. He is back in on loan. Now, I wasn't going to go for him. I wasn't going to bring him back in. He was on my shortlist, but Mario Gatti, who I cannot wait to tell you about in a second, he's coming up to back up Leonardo Castro. We've let a couple of our young prospects go out. Hugo Romero's gone out on loan that I showed you last time. Another one, Imanol Enriquez, that he's gone out on loan as well. But they can be recalled, so it's not a massive issue. But then Argentinos Juniors went in for Facundo Calidio, and you can see here, down at the bottom here, he scored 3 goals in 6 games, 4 in 10, I think, in all competitions. And I thought, actually, do you know what? I'm gonna go for him as well, and he chose to come back to us. So I'm really happy with that one. It gives us a bit more experience and a lot of quality as well. Fede Cartabia has come in on loan as well from Newcastle United. He's an attacking midfielder, a forward. He's absolutely brilliant. He's not at Newcastle in real life. He's at he must be at Depor, or possibly Espanyol he must be at in real life. But in the game he's been at Newcastle and Midtjylland, and we've got him in on loan. And just look at him, he's phenomenal. He looks fantastic. He's a left footer that likes to play as an inside forward, but I mean, he can just play anywhere, so really happy to get him in on loan as well. And the other one we got in on a free transfer, he got released by River, and I had a look at him, Matias Moya, and I thought actually he doesn't look too bad as a backup to Casquet and Paiva in that number 10 role. And again, he could probably be retrained to play a couple of other positions as well. So we went in for him. He's on 1100 quid a week, and it costs nothing. It's a no-lose situation. He's valued at a couple of million, so if it doesn't work out for him and we sell him, we'll make some easy money. So it was a really, really good deal for us. As you can see there, I said Hugo Romero, Imanol Enriquez have gone out on loan. This is Imanol Enriquez. He looks really good, doesn't he? He looks really, really good. He's gone to Rosario Central, so he's playing in the Superliga, and you can see he's already netted 2 goals in 2 appearances. I figured he's going to another Superliga club, so he's going to get some good experience and some top-level football rather than being with us, and he would be playing for the reserves. As I said, I can recall him. Hugo Romero has gone to Tigre as well. So he, again, you can see there, he's got 1 goal in 2 games in the Superliga. So 2 of our best young prospects are out on loan, learning the ropes in our division, and they will come back to us all the better for it. Facundo Mura is one of our promising right backs, does look really rather good as well. The plan is that he will come back to us at some point, but at the minute Facundo Sanchez is still at the club, Leandro Lacunza is still at the club, and Matias Ruiz Diaz, our best young right back prospect, is in the first team squad as well. So let's get to the schedule first, and let's show you what's been going on. And just look at this. It's been a brilliant start to the season. We have won all 3 of our games so far. So we beat Newell's 4-0. And the one thing that you can probably see here is that Mario Gatti is fast becoming a legend. So we beat Newell's 4-0. Facundo Sanchez, Lucas Rodriguez, and then Mario Gatti came on and scored 2 penalties in the final 10 minutes. He's 18 years of age. For him to take penalties, and they were phenomenal penalties. They were expertly dispatched. Absolutely sensational. We then went away to Tigre, and Thomas Ozez scored the winner. Matthias Pellegrini came off the bench, switched the cross in with the last kick of the game to get us that win. And then against Vélez at home, who you may remember, they are the current holders. They are the current champions. We beat them 4-2, and we were 1-0 we were 1-0 down. Then Julian Chico scored an absolute screamer to get us back on level terms. We went 2-1 down just before half time. We should have got it back to 2-2. Leonardo Castro was put clean through, and the keeper pulled off a brilliant save. But I said I wasn't happy, and they came out in the second half. Battista Cascini scored a brilliant goal in off the post, and then on came Mario Gatti again. Scored what I thought was going to be the winner in the 89th minute. A cross in from, it would have been, I think it was Pellegrini again, who put the cross in, and he smashed it in. And then in the 93rd minute, he scored an unbelievable free kick. It was an absolute stunner. And it means he's been on the pitch for 43 minutes so far, Mario Gatti, and he scored 4 goals. He scored an amazing free kick, he scored a brilliant finish from a cross, and he's held his nerve and smashed in 2 penalties. I mean, the kid is just going to be an absolute sensation for us this season. 4 goals in 2 substitute appearances. He's not even played a half of football yet. What a prospect this kid is. I am so excited. Just quickly then, we'll bring you up to date on the league, the Superliga. You can see we're joint top at the minute. There are 2 teams, ourselves and Boca, who have won all 3 games. They're above us on goal difference because they just won 5-0 in their most recent game. It's a fast start from Boca. It's their best start since we started this save. The other 2 seasons, it took them like 7 or 8 games to get 3 wins on the board. So they clearly mean business. They want their title back. As you can see, we have 22 teams in the division. And if we go to the rules, you will see now that we play home and away. So we've got a 42-game league season. And the Copa de la Superliga, which was originally tacked on to the end of the curtailed seasons for the last 2 campaigns, is still there. So, and it's there at the end of the season again. So it's going to be games galore this season. I mean, if we do well in the Cups, we're going to end up playing 65, 70 games this season. The state of play in the Primera B is there are 27 teams. As you can see, the top team go up automatically. God, they've not even started their season yet. And then the 8 teams below that go into playoffs. So I assume they just play each other once, 26 games, and then there are playoffs to see who comes up. That to me suggests that next season we're going to be down to 20 teams because 4 are going down from the Superliga, and looking at that, it's going to be 2 coming up. So from next season, it looks like it's going to be a 38-game season, and I assume that's where it'll stay. Little bit of a somber note, a very, very sad note just before we get into the match. And it's to do with this guy, Emiliano Sala. You must know by now that he was he'd signed for Cardiff around about 15 million, I think, and he was on the private plane that went missing over Alderney. I'm recording this on Tuesday the 22nd. It'll be coming out on Wednesday the 23rd as you're watching this. The plane went missing over the Channel Islands, somewhere over Alderney, and he is missing, presumed dead, which is absolutely heartbreaking. He could have been he could have been a phenomenal signing for Cardiff City. As some of you will be aware, I support Huddersfield Town, so they are a relegation rival of ours, and he could have got the goals that would have kept them up. But none of that matters now. All that matters is that they find out what has happened. Hopefully, by some miracle, they will find him alive and everybody else that was on board that plane. But you can see I was scouting the guy because of the move to Cardiff. I knew he was Argentinian. I was scouting him to see if he was any good in the game, but I just can't bring myself to sign him in the game now because it wouldn't be right. I just want to pass on all my thoughts, all my prayers, all my best wishes to the families, the loved ones, and everybody that was on board that plane. So, okay. Let's get on with the video. Here we go then. Liga de Quito come to town. They need to score. It's going to be a tough game. We're going to need to get in. I think we're going to need to go ahead on the night and get 2-0 up on aggregate because that would be a mountain to climb for our opponents. We are the only game playing today on the Tuesday. The rest of them are over the Wednesday and the Thursday, and the draw for the next round, should we get through, we will have at the end of this video because it is on the 13th, 2 days after this game. So our referee is Wagner de Nascimento Magales. He has shown 1 red card and 10 yellow cards in his 4 games so far. Nothing really to worry about. They do have a few players out. We have a lot that are unregistered that came in after the transfer window shut. So Christian Lemmer and Neuwen Perez are 2 loanee centre-backs, can't play. Neither can Matthias Moya, Fede Cartabia or Facundo Calidio. I was toying with the idea, do I put Mario Gatti in attack? Do I bring him in? He scored 4 goals in 43 minutes. Do I keep him on the bench as an impact sub, or do I give him a start? And I'm going to leave him on the bench. I think that is the best thing to do at the minute. It's a huge game. If we were 3 or 4-0 up, I would start him because it would be a no-pressure game. I think we need to go with the experience of Leonardo Castro. He's been rubbish so far. You can see a 6.47. He owes us a performance today. Let's hope we get it. The 2 lineups, and it's a 4-1-2-3 from Liga de Quito. It seems to be a very much changed team. They have got a few injuries. I think we should see them off without any trouble here, to be honest. I really do. I mean, if we don't walk away with this with a 2-3 goal victory, I'll be very, very disappointed. I am going to say we cannot allow complacency to undo all of the good work done in the first leg. Go out and treat this as if you're starting from scratch. That's the absolute perfect thing to say. And then I'm going to just go in and do the usual. Everyone's motivated, but there was one player there stressed out a little bit. So I just want to hope that this helps, and it does. So everybody is ready to go. We have a little interview, and it's straight to kick off. So the camera pans in lovely on the players lined up. It seems to be a packed stadium at the Único de la Plata. The tunnel interview was why is Gaston Campi and Julian Chico not playing for us, and one of their injured players, one of the Guerreros. So standard boilerplate interview really. Here's Fernando Zucchi then, early highlight for us, Casquet. It is absolutely hammering it down, isn't it? Facundo Sanchez, in it goes, and Pellegrini has scored inside 70 seconds. What a dream start. And Facundo Sanchez is on the assist trail again. He scored our first goal of the season as well, which was brilliant. Matthias Pellegrini, when you go into the dynamic screen, it was saying that he's getting a little bit concerned. He wants to play more games, so he is starting to become my first choice at the minute. Lucas Rodriguez is out injured, which helps. And he's been brilliant so far this season, Pellegrini. He's got a couple of assists. He's got a goal now. 2-0 up on aggregate. Surely we don't throw this away. If we score the next goal, you've got to say it's dead. And we might get it here as Estevez has stolen it and given it to Casquet. He's a brilliant tackle. Caccini keeps it alive. And here's Marlon. Come on, Estevez. Let's get it wrapped up inside the first 10 minutes. Why not? It's Fernando Zucchi. And it's a good save from the Quito keeper. But we will see the corner. The fans will be loving this start to the match in horrible conditions. Martinez with the throw for Liga de Quito. It's back with Tagliapietra in defence. Go on, get in front of him. Oh, they do. Zucqui's stolen it. Leonardo Castro's in acres of space. It's switched across out to Pellegrini. Can he get his second? Oh, you bet he can. 15 minutes in, and this one is done. Surely they do not come back from this. Matthias Pellegrini. I mean, Zucqui, I thought, simple ball, either to Casquet or to Castro, but he went all the way across to Pellegrini instead. The keeper showed him acres of goal to go for, and he went for it. Fernando Zucqui, right back there in the right back position, brings it forward now though. Casquet has it. Really liking Casquet. He hasn't scored yet, but he's really playing really well, and a glancing header from Leonardo Castro is tipped wide. He's not had a good start to the season, Castro. He's not really had many chances, it has to be said, as Zucqui is penalised for handball. But yeah, we've dropped a praise shout out. When you go 2-0 up after 15 minutes, you've got to drop a little praise in there. We just need to see this one out now. Well, the game has just flown straight through to half-time, and I am absolutely fine with that. Pellegrini's 2 goals, his first goals of the season. So he's now got 2 goals, 2 assists in, I think, about 5 matches, which is brilliant. He's really starting to hold down that left-hand side, which is what I was hoping he would do this season. And he is delivering massively so far. We're just going to say, I'm happy with the way things are going. Keep it up, because with 3-0 up on aggregate, we've got an away goal in that. And, you know, I don't need to stress them out by saying don't get complacent. I was toying with the idea of making a couple of substitutions at half-time, but they all look reasonably fit at the minute. I was going to bring on Mario Gatti for the second half, but I really desperately want Leonardo Castro to get a goal. Here's Fabian Nogueira, spreads it out to Fernando Zucqui. So we've got we've just dropped a concentrate shout out as Cascini. I thought he was going to hit one there, but he's played out to Marlon. In it goes for Casquet, and his header is saved. So we dropped a concentrate shout out. They don't work, do they? Overwhelmed by the feedback. We had a few players looking complacent, and I just wanted to maybe focus them a little bit. Probably should have gone for a demand more. But here we go with another highlight. Estevez has it. Liga de Quito have apparently had a couple of shots now. We haven't seen them. Fernando Zucqui out on the right. Cuts it back to Casquet. You've got Cascini in acres of space. Here he is. The shot is blocked. He's back with Casquet now. In for Castro. Go and get the shot away. Great block again. And they are throwing their bodies on the line. It's almost like Liga de Quito are protecting a lead. We have a throw in here for Facundo Sanchez. We have made all 3 changes. The big one is Mario Gatti has come on. Let's see if he can continue his unbelievable start to the season as Marlon plays it in. And he has done! Mario Gatti. He's been on the pitch for about 3 minutes and he has scored again. It's the earliest goal he's scored as well. He hadn't scored before the 80th minute before this, but he has got in there on the end of a brilliant ball in from Marlon, and it's his 5th goal of the season, and he has played about... Well, in fact, he came on 69, scored on 71. That means he's got 5 goals in 45 minutes of football. That's just ridiculous. What a start to the season for the kid. You can see there the other substitutions, Thomas Ozes, Gaston Paiva on for Casquet and Zucqui. I mean, Mario Gatti, I have had some brilliant new gens come through, but for the importance to your team, I mean, it's all well and good getting a wonder kid at Barcelona or something like that, but to get a kid like this at Estudiantes, I cannot wait to get through this. He's going to play a lot of games this season. As I said earlier, we're going to play 60 to 70 games if we do well in the Cups. So he's going to get an awful lot of games, and if he carries on like he is, he's going to be first choice by the end of the season. As Ozes' cross is headed away, I really like Thomas Ozes as well. I really think he's going to start holding down a place. We've got Pellegrini, Matthias Pellegrini on the other side, and Estevez hits one. Oh, it's miles away, isn't it? But we've got so many good young players coming through. You can see we've got Andres Ayala on the bench. We've got Colombo at centre-back today. We are literally swamped with brilliant young talent. And we've got another youth intake coming soon. This game is in August. Our youth intake is around about October time. It's not going to be long before we get the next crop of quality youngsters coming through. And I barely go out looking for players to buy at the moment. I leave my director of football to look and let him see if he brings any in. He brought in Fede Catabria, but other than that, I don't really look. I did look for replacements for Johnny Shunker because he moved to Racing Club, and I brought Christian Lemmer and the guy. Oh, and Sapper's made a brilliant save. Well done. Keeps his clean sheet intact. But yeah, I don't feel the need to be going out looking for players because we've got so many good young players coming through, and I want to be the same as Maurizio Pochettino does in England with Spurs. I want to bring those players through because that is the best thing to do in Football Manager. It gives you the most satisfaction. As Gatti curls in a free kick, I thought he was going to hit it from there, but that is it. Job done. I said I wanted to win 2 or 3-0 today. We've done just that. Mario Gatti again off the bench with a goal. 5 goals in what's he had today. That's his longest spell on the pitch, I think, actually. He came on 69 minutes. So he's now played just over an hour of football. And he's got 5 goals. It's absolutely mental, isn't it? What a start to the season for him. 5 goals already. I mean, if we'd have spent 80 million with Barcelona to sign a top-class striker, if we'd have spent 120 million on Mauro Icardi or something like that with Barcelona or with Chelsea or with Man City, and they scored 5 goals in 3 games, you'd be delighted, wouldn't you? For an 18-year-old to do it, coming off the bench and scoring 5 goals in 3 appearances. That's unreal. Okay, a little bit strange. The draw happened without me knowing about it. It never gave me the option to watch the draw. It just told me who we've got. So what we'll do is we'll just go through the results, and then we'll show you what's happening in the quarterfinals. So you can see, look at this. Boca Juniors out. Cruzeiro held on 0-0 at La Bombonera. To hold on to their 1-0 lead from the first leg. Flamengo have put out Racing Club. Alianza Lima, who we played in the group stage, of course, they put out Internacional on away goals. Palmeiras also went through on away goals against Godoy Cruz, as did Santos against Tajeres. And the final 2 on the Thursday, Gremio were 2-0 down from their first leg with Universidad Católica, and they went 2-0 down on the night, did pull it back to 2-2, but went out 4-2 on aggregate. And River Plate have put Peñarol out. Oscar Benitez with a hat-trick puts the current holders through 4-1 on aggregate. Right, the quarter-final has been drawn, and we're going back to Peru. We are renewing rivalries with Alianza Lima, which, do you know what? I'm quite happy about, actually. It doesn't bother me that much. That seems quite good. So we play them on the 16th and the 23rd. You can see elsewhere, the holders River have got a huge task against Palmeiras of Brazil. We've got an all-Brazilian tie between Cruzeiro and Santos. And then Chilean's Universidad Católica will take on Flamengo from Brazil as well. So if I could have handpicked my opponents, I think it would have been Alianza, because we'd already beaten them in the group stage, or Universidad Católica. That would have been the 2 that I would have picked between. So to avoid Flamengo, Cruzeiro, Santos, Palmeiras and the holders River Plate, absolutely delighted with that. As you can see, they're a month away, those games. If we look at the schedule, we've got quite a few games between then and now. So the next video is going to be this game against River Plate, who are currently 12th in the Superliga. So they've not had an amazing start. 1 win, 1 draw, 1 defeat. It's at the Único de la Plata, so I really think we could deliver a victory here. We are in scintillating form. We do have a Copa Argentina 6th round match against Unión Santa Fe coming up. and then a game against Belgrano, which will be tough. Because I think, did they finish second last season? And then that game against River. And then after that, it will be the first leg in Peru against Alianza. So, yeah, join me, won't you, for that? That's it for this video, guys. Thank you so much for watching. You saw our prodigy score a goal today. It's his 5th goal in 3 games. Unreal, I think he's going to make his full debut against Union Santa Fe in the Copa Argentina. He just looks dangerous. Leonardo Castro's barely getting a sniff of a chance, but you bring Mario Gatti on and he's just there with a goal. So I think he's going to get his chance from the start against Union Santa Fe. So make sure you come back for the next video to find out how he got on. Guys, thank you so much for watching. As I say, smash that like button, hit subscribe, turn on those notifications. Jump in the comments as always, and check out the description for links to the Twitter and the blog and everything like that. And I will see you for the River game, which will be huge. Thank you so much for watching, guys. Adios, amigos.